Hello, welcome to the Enlightened Citizen. My name is Kapongonchito. As usual, we want to thank you for your feedback and for the time that you share with us. Now, we have mentioned that the Enlightened Citizen is one who has woken up from a deep slumber of poverty, disease, and ignorance. The Enlightened Citizen is one who has a passion for debate, is one who has a passion to question everything, and he is one who is not restricted by religious dogma as well as organized religion. The Enlightened Citizen is one who is able to speak freely without fear or without favor. Now, today, what are we discussing as the Enlightened Citizen? Today on the Enlightened Citizen, we are discussing who we are calling the political gangster. This seems to be a common thread around sub-Saharan Africa, but I will, restrict it to Zambia. You elect someone to lead you as a people, because I don't know, as a people, there's something that you see in this person, so that maybe you want development or whatever it is that you as a people want. Because you as a people, for you to elect someone, it means that you're looking for something. So you pick someone from amongst yourselves to lead you. Now, regrettably and unfortunately, the politician in Africa likes to posture themselves as a gangster. So instead of having a passion for debates, for divergent views, listening from people who don't agree with you, learning, surrounding yourself with intelligent people, ensuring that the basis for social mobility is education, ensuring that you develop a meritocracy, meaning that the best people, the best brains must run the country and must run the system. What happens in Africa or in Zambia in particular is find this politician now posturing himself as a gangster. So when he is standing at the podium, he's busy threatening people. No, I will do this to you, I will sort you out, I will. And for some reason, the citizens, instead of questioning that behavior, the citizens become scared. You can't even talk freely on your phone because somehow now it is believed that everybody is listening to whatever you're saying. You can't even speak out as a citizen because you're afraid that whatever they'll send, some statutory body, if you run a business, to come and harass you. And if you work, you're scared that you may get fired. So the politician now becomes like this gangster. So you can't engage in a discussion. You can't debate. There are no real issues that you're dealing with. The only issues that you're dealing with is you are dealing with this person who feels that he's got so much power and he can sort this one out, he can sort that one out, he can close that business. Now, the problem with a gangster or with a dictator is that anyone can become a prophet, because the ending of a dictator is always certain. We all know how the end. Unless someone can say, no, so and so was such a successful dictator, or so and so was such a successful gangster and see what he did. He achieved this. In terms of dictators, someone like Muammar Gaddafi of Libya, may his soul rest in peace. That one was a real dictator, African dictator, had a lot of power, and to some extent you can say that he developed his country, because I think the standards of life that he gave for the Libyan people when he was in power, it was a good standard, and I think you cannot compare it to what is happening in Libya now. But Muammar Gaddafi, and he was in leadership for more than 40 years. And this was a strong person, a strong character. And this person was killed on the street by his own people because he didn't allow himself to be loved by his people in a way that he respected them, he honored them, and he allowed them to question him. So when it was time for him to leave, they killed him on the street, and he was a gangster. The second example maybe that I can give is Idi Amin of Uganda. Big guy, big ideas, always threatening everyone. He had to run away. He died in exile. There's another, I think, dictator from Ethiopia who is hiding. I'm not sure if it's Ethiopia or Somalia, but he's hiding somewhere in Zimbabwe. Now, also you can talk about someone like Saddam Hussein. The Americans picked him up. And in terms of gangsters, you can find big gangsters, successful gangsters. Maybe another example I can give you is Pablo Escobar. He was a drug baron in Colombia, and he died on a roof alone. He was shot. But this is a guy who used to run a town. He was big, and when he made threats, those were real threats. He was a gangster. Recently, there's a gangster known as El Chapo from Mexico. He was caught running away from a manhole, from a sewer line. And this is a person who also used to run a town in Mexico. He was a real gangster, a real guy. When he stands and he threatens, those were real threats. Now, these African people, or these politicians, especially in Zambia, there are even no match to these dictators that I have spoken about. There are even no match to these gangsters that I have spoken about. They even have no character. And most of them are just opportunists who have found themselves in a position of influence. And yet, instead of being grateful to the people who put them in power and respecting us, the Zambian people who put them in power, and ensuring that we benefit from them, and ensuring that they create a legacy that will live after them, they are posturing themselves as gangsters. And when they speak, the only thing you hear from them is threats. No, I will sort you out. No, I will do this. And that's the Zambians. We are scared, and we can't speak up, and we can't listen, and we just look at them. But the message that I have for you, the Zambian politician, is that if you are posturing yourself as a gangster, if you're not interested in listening to different views, if you're not interested in debate, if you're not interested in telling us what your vision is, what you want us to do, and if you're not interested in us questioning you, and you feel if the only weapon you have is threats to the people who put you in power, just know that your end is certain, because you will end like the typical dictator or the typical gangster. You will be alone. One day you will be alone. These people who surround you, these people who encourage you, these people who give you all this hope, they will not be there. One day you will be alone. Now, I think every day what you must ask yourself is, when you are alone, when you don't have all these trappings of power, who are you? What determines you? What makes you who you are? When you don't have all these things, all these people who are busy puffing you up and telling you that you can sort that one out and you can beat that one, and when those people are not there, you're just alone in your closet or before you sleep. When you're just alone, who are you? I think when you answer that question, if you're honest enough, then you will reevaluate your options and you will understand that if you are put in a position of power and responsibility to manage, especially a nation, that is not power that you must use to abuse the people who put you there. You must be useful. And once again, as an enlightened citizen, we are fearless, we fear no man. Our message is to question every system. Our question is to engage in debate. Our question is to be objective. And we encourage the Zambians to rise up from this deep slumber of oppression, fear, poverty. I think that time is finished. We need to open a new chapter as Zambians and demand the leadership that is going to give us a respectable and developed Zambia. Once again, my name is Kapwa Chito. I encourage you to join us on Facebook, on Twitter, on YouTube, and on Instagram. And we also encourage you to share, like, and tag every person that you feel can benefit from this message. Thank you very much.